Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations, and this video is going to show you a 1974 Nishijin Model B Power Flash. Essentially, this is a special machine. Essentially, it is a standard Nishijin Model B, if you will. That's what the guts are, but this particular machine is one of about 6 different varieties that Nishijin made back in the mid-70s that had some extra electronics into it, and I'll show you those when I turn the machine around. But essentially this has 9 tulips, where most machines only have 2 or 3, sometimes 4. This is called the Thunderbird because the center attraction looks like a Thunderbird. So there are 4 pockets, tulips here, 4 tulips here, and then 1 in the center. Inside this machine, there are solenoids that will open and close these tulips based on where the pachinko balls go in. And again, I'll show you exactly how that works in just a minute. This machine has been thoroughly cleaned. It is fully functional. It is a little bit on the rare side that you will find a machine that has the electronics in it that is fully functional. Unfortunately, the electronics suffered a lot when they yanked them out of the pachinko parlors and then sat around for 20-30 years before anybody touched them. The electronics did not do well, but this one has been completely cleaned up and the electronics on it are fully functional. And in addition, there are 2 extra features that I will show you in just a minute. First, let me turn this around and show you the back side. Now, if you notice here, at first glance, if you're familiar with pachinkos at all, it looks exactly like a Model B, which essentially it is. There are extra wires here, and I'll explain what these wires are in just a minute. There is a power supply, specific power supply for this, that will get plugged in to here, and then I'll plug it in just a minute. So this is the normal wiring of the pachinko, the way it would have come from the factory. This is extra wiring in here. This is a power supply needed. These use 24 volts rather than typically 10 or 12 volt, and that's because of the electronics that are inside this machine. So if we take a quick look here, open this up, and this is what makes this machine different. All of this is a very non-typical of a pachinko machine of this vintage. So there are 4 solenoids. These solenoids activate these arms that lift up and down, and this is what opens and closes the tulips. And again, I'll show you the machine in action, but this whole unit in here is what makes this machine very different from other machines and worth substantially more money. If you'll notice right here and here, those are LED lights that were added, and I'll show you what those LED lights do in just a second. Just put back together. So this machine gets set up just like a regular Model B. So again, we make sure that that's closed. We make sure that the seesaw chamber is up. That's, again, typical of any pachinko machine. And I will plug it in now. And what you're seeing now is the red glow of the LEDs that are in the eyes of the Thunderbird. And there's also a light on up there because up in here because there's no balls in the machine. So we'll add some balls to it. Spin it back around. So you can see the red LEDs up in well, actually it's the wings of the Thunderbird, not the eyes. There's lights up in the behind this red of the queen and the pink of the king, and those lights will come on when either the ball out signifies there's not enough balls in the machine, or you do get a prize. Now, what I'd like you to notice right now is these tulips are open. And the ones on the other side are closed. So I'm going to just step over here briefly and start to throw some balls up into this. So these two lights light, and the way that this is set up is that if you were to put a ball into this tulip, internally the ball travels from this tulip to this tulip to this tulip to this tulip and opens all four with one ball. That's the way it's set up on this side and the way it's set up on this side. Right now these two tulips are open. If you were to put a ball in here or here, it would simply give you the prize like it did just a minute ago. The yellow tulips, the queens, are set up so that if a ball goes into them, it would close any of the tulips on this side or this side that are open. And again, I'm going to cheat the machine in just a minute, but I'll show it to you. I'll probably... So that one, that was just a normal prize, and there. Now, all of the rest of these were closed at the time, so you really didn't see what was happening. But let me launch a few more. So there, see how they open all the way down? I put one in here, opened all the way down, and now more than likely they'll close. So that's what a power flash does. It opens and closes the tulips based on where you actually put the balls. Now let me show you exactly the way that this is designed to work. I'm going to open the front door. So the way that this works, right now all of the tulips are closed. If you put a ball in here, into the little crown of the center attraction, it activates the solenoids to open both sides, and it drops down through and opens the pink center one. So right now all of the tulips are open. Again, if I put a ball in either yellow, it's going to close them on their respective sides. If you miss the center and it goes in here, then it would activate a switch right here. It would open these tulips. If you went over on this side, oops, it activates over on that side. Okay. If a ball goes in here or here, it's just a jackpot. It doesn't affect the opening and closing of the tulips, nor does a ball that goes in there. That's separate, or a ball that goes in this attraction here. Again, those are separate. It's just these four and these four that are activated by the solenoids, and then the switches that are located up in the center attraction. So I'm going to play it again and probably end up closing the tulips, because it's quite easy to get them in the yellow. Okay, so all of the right now all of the tulips are closed. It makes it much more difficult to win when all of the tulips are closed. So knowing that, we put a cheat switch in, and the cheat switch is located right underneath the little orange button. It's just a little push button, and when you push it momentarily, it will open all of the tulips. Again, not the center one because it's not attached to the solenoids, but it opens the tulips on both sides, and then obviously it makes it much easier to get wins. Now what it's doing, what it did there is it gave me a number of wins, and because this tray was full, the machine then starts to feed balls out the bottom tray. So if you empty this tray out, put these balls back in the hopper, then the jackpot balls would come back out to the feed tray like you're well, not like you're used to, but that would be normal. So again, this is a very unique machine, one of 6 or 7 unique ones that Nishijin made over the years. It is called a Power Flash Thunderbird, and it is in perfect working condition. The cabinet's been all refinished, sanded down, polyurethaned. The machine is extremely clean, and it'll play forever for you in your family room. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thanks.